Greetings, Cleveland, and welcome to Creative Focus, the show that illuminates some of Cleveland's most talented and creative artists across the genres of film, dance, music, theater, and visual arts. I'm your host, Cornell Calhoun III, and I'm thrilled to have as my guest today on Creative Focus, the lovely multi-talented model and actress, Miss Carla Macon. Carla, welcome to Creative Focus. Let's chop it up.
Let's get it.
So for people who may not know, Carla is my goddaughter. So Carla, tell them how we met, if you recall.
I do recall. So I was doing a play called Jada's Journey, and I was working with this actor named Tatum, and after the play ended, he got my attention and said, "Hey, it's this guy named Cornell Calhoun. He's a director. He saw you in the play and he wanted to put you in the play." And I said, "Put me in the play? Put me in the play? Me? My little role that I did?"
Right.
But I am so happy that had happened because the rest is history.
The rest is history. So now, how many times did you do Jada's Journey?
Oh, okay. So
because you changed roles, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
I did Jada's Journey, the part 1. And then you met me when I did Jada's Journey Part 2.
Okay.
And we had, it was like 9 shows.
Okay.
Every weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who wrote that? Who directed that?
DK Ward.
Okay.
DK Ward.
Yeah,
yes.
That was a great show.
Yeah,
that was a great show.
She's an awesome playwright. Yeah, awesome.
Yes, she is. And so from there, we just bonded and so forth. Now, what did your father tell you?
So the first play that we did. The first play that we did together was Juba, and it was at City Hall, and I was so excited to do the play because it was my first time playing a role as a slave.
Right.
So I invited my mom, my dad, and my dad really don't want to go to plays all like that, but he enjoyed Juba. And once he seen my performance, he said, "Oh no, you got to stick with him. You got to stick with him. He gonna get you to Hollywood."
Pearly May.
Yeah,
Pearly May.
and I played Pearly May.
So how did you become interested in performing, Carla?
So as I can remember, I always been interested in the arts.
Okay.
Always acting around the house, but really what got me was choir, church.
Mm-hmm.
That really took the performance, my love of performance, up to the next level. Just by performing in the church choir, something about the spotlight, performing, doing God's work, doing his talents. So that's how I kind of got started into the arts.
Okay, so what's the audition process for you generally?
So it's interesting because when I first started out, I didn't know what I was doing. You know, it's my first time, and I'm thinking like, I'm going on an audition. I don't know what to do. What are they asking me? What are they looking for? And I remember one of my first auditions was for Lowe Sweet Chariot. And they did give me a role. And once I got that role, I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to go on so many auditions that I want somebody to see me where I don't have to go on auditions no more.
Right,
I want to be that skilled and that good.
Right.
So the audition process, I enjoy it. You know, it's fun. And you get to meet new people and different casting directors like that.
So what type of directors do you like to work for? And I say that because early on, I came up working under the legendary theaters, the Silvers, Dorothy and Reuben Silver. They were my mentors. That's and right. Reuben was my professor at Cleveland State. And also, early on, I was used to being told exactly what to do. Do this, do that. And then I remember later on, I got a role at Caramoo under another director who more or less let you go. And then they would tell you after you made your own move whether they liked it or not. Okay. And it took me a while to understand that, I was used to being told, hey, you go right and you sit and you stand. And so what type of director do you enjoy working for? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. I'm kind of in between. I'm like kind of open. Like I do like to work with directors that kind of give me a free range. If I'm picked for a character, it's my job to develop that character and bring that character to life. But also, I do like working with directors like yourself that guides me, that give me different cues and different techniques to make my character as strong as it could be. So I like working with both. Give me a little free range, and then also teach me, coach me. You know, even though I've been doing a couple plays and films, there's always room to learn more.
Yeah, you can always learn
Yeah.
more. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at my goddaughter Carla in The Dangerous House of Mookie Wilson.
Danger, get out the window.
Aunt, you was slow out there.
What if they come up here and get him?
Hell.
Your father looked very nice. Natural.
Yeah. Said he looked handsome. He looked young. Like when he used to take us to Florida Springs. And he would ride that cyclone with us. I love that roller coaster.
That's why your mama balked every time she rode it.
Huh, kid?
Your father did a lot of nice things with you girls over the years. He loved you all very much.
We taught us all how to shoot straight. That half Wilson over there is a moss woman. You good with that switchblade?
Kiss my...
Not in this house, Danger. Rude.
Thank you so much.
If you start wailing again.
There was plenty of fine gentlemen there.
Gangsters. Pinstripes and flying up and down East 55th Street. Half of them not seeing the East Tech parking lot with so many folks in there.
I counted 40 limousines.
Who does that? Who counts limousines at a funeral?
See why he even does it.
Lord have mercy.
I can't believe he showed up.
So what do you remember about the Mookie Wilson production?
Okay, so I remember getting a phone call from you saying that, hey, Carla, I got a role for you. And I'm so excited because we was doing plays back to back. It was back to back. So I was so excited, but then we had one little problem. At that year, I got pregnant with my second child, and I didn't want to tell you. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, I'm doomed. Like, I don't know what to do. He's not gonna let me in the play. I can't do any more plays. But the awesome you, of course, the creative side of you, of course, said, oh no, we're just gonna write it in. We're gonna write this in. And I just remember being pregnant and doing that play. Yeah.
And it was so powerful because we brought in the young guy who was in the Army, so everything everything just worked.
It worked
And the
out.
chemistry between you and Mia Jones and
Uh-huh.
Christina
Uh-huh.
was just unbelievable,
Yeah.
unbelievable
I agree.
in that role. So what do you like most about yourself as a performer? I mean, what do you enjoy? What do you think your strengths are?
I would say my strengths as a performer, just giving liveness. I would say just reading my lines and just turning that character into what I feel like it should be.
Like Pearlie Mae.
Like Pearlie Mae. Like you kind of gave me kind of what you was looking for. And I said, okay, you looking for this? You want Pearlie Mae? I'll give you Pearlie Mae. I'll give you Pearlie Mae. So, yeah.
What do you think separates you from other performers?
My confidence. And also just me being focused, me being really passionate and driven about what I love to do. I take it serious. So I think that kind of separates me. That gives me a drive to kind of perform at my best. Yeah.
If you had a dream character, if you could play any character you want, what would you be?
So it's funny because when it comes to casting, sometimes it's a blessing and it's a curse. Because sometimes I got casted one time, but somebody told me, "No, you're too pretty for this role. You're too pretty for this role." Mm-hmm. And when she said that, I said, "You know what? If I can play a character, it would totally be the opposite from me." And I don't know. I don't want to say somebody mean or anything, but I don't want to say a psycho, crazy person. But I don't know if you've seen the reading with Monique, but I would love to play like a crazy character like that.
Well, you actually played a crazy person in Paradise too.
I did. Yeah, I did.
So you had that part down pat, down pat.
Yeah.
You mentioned the slave play. So we did a play in City Hall under the Black History Month called Sugar Belle. And in Sugar Belle, you played Sugar.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a look at Carla Ramona Macon in Sugar Belle.
Hey, what you doing now? Sugar Belle! Hey, I run you a dress. Oh, wait. I went by the big house.
Big house? Where Moses?
He gone. I want to go back.
But Luda, you was having a shake this morning. And you was crying.
That was this morning, Sugar Belle.
Luda, Mama done told you, I done told you, and Moses done told you. It ain't good to be roaming around. Carnell gone and mistress all out of sorts. Fancy pants running around putting evil in her ear.
Oh, but the big house.
Oh, listen to me, Luda. Listen. The big house ain't no good place right now. Mistress give me the evil eye and cold still all the time. She agitated with Nana over events of the past. She agitated with me on counts of the carnal. She said to me, Sugar Belle, get over here and clean up this mess you done made. I ain't made no mess. But he ain't done nothing. She said to me, Sugar Belle, what were you in that corner up to before he left for the wall? I'm a slave. When the cardinal say stand, I stand. When the cardinal say sit, I sit. When the cardinal say come on, Colonel say?
When the Colonel say what, Sugar Belle? Huh? What'd he say?
Colonel can't say nothing to me. Not no more, he can't.
Now that was a powerful performance. Where do you get your inspiration from to perform? Where do you think that comes from?
My experiences through life. Acting is just me getting out was already my reality. So, yeah, just life experiences has helped me become a great performer, a good performer.
You were right the first time, a great performer.
A great performer, thank you. So, yeah.
So do you think growing up in Cleveland influenced your ability to perform? And if so, how do you think it did?
Definitely. So I grew up in the inner cities of Cleveland, and just being there, it's not a bad thing because you get to experience and see a lot of characters. You know, that's when your characters develop. You know, you see people might be walking a certain way down the street, and just certain things that you might see from the inner city that you might not see from, you know, the suburbs part of, you know, the town. The inner city has a lot of character, and yeah, you meet people and you see these people, and then I take certain aspects of that and I develop my own character. And yeah, Cleveland, it molded me as a person. It has great opportunities here, great networking events here, great casting directors here. So yeah.
So 10 years ago, you were cast in a film that is doing very well. Now, even 10 years, Swing Lowe, Sweet Chariot. Powerful film. What do you remember most about that film?
So that was the first film that I ever filmed. And I just remember everything was just boom, boom, bam, bam, bam. Meaning once we on set, we on set. We really didn't rehearse too much, but we rehearsed amongst ourselves. And once you come on set, boom, you got to deliver your line. Everything is in a timely fashion. It was produced by HWIC, Dave Snyder and John, which are two amazing producers. And they're really good with time. And I just remember the whole experience was really professional, even though it was my first film. But they gave me, I really felt like I was in Hollywood or something like that.
Didn't Tina Hobbs
Tina Hobbs was a casting?
Yeah, I just had Tina Hobbs on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we talked about you, how we met, and Falia Thomas and so forth. And Daryl Tatum. Daryl Tatum was in that film.
Yes, he was.
And that's actually how I met Daryl, because I was working for the city of Cleveland in recreation.
Okay.
And I was working with his brother Greg. Okay. And Greg found out that I did theater and film. And he said, my brother was in a film. Okay. And I said, yeah. He said, yeah. And so he brought me the DVD.
Okay.
And I paid him for it. You know, he gave me a break. I paid him for it. And I took it home and I watched it. And I was so impressed with that film.
It's so crazy because when we shot that, I want to say it was 2013.
12, yeah,
but 13 when it came out.
Exactly.
And when it came out, I feel like now it's getting so much buzz than it did when it first came out.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. Like, I still get people that come up to me and be like, oh, you're a Shannon.
Shannon.
Oh my God, you died in the movie. So that was an awesome, great experience that I had.
And so we got a clip of Carla in Swing Lowe, Sweet Chariot. Peter Lawson Jones was in there too.
Peter Lawson Jones was in there.
Let's take a look.
It over as their own. My girls Lily and Shannon thought both of those guys were cute. Lily was quiet and sweet, always dressed well, and was as smart as a whip. Shannon had a mouth on her. She would dog anyone that got out of pocket, but she was smart, and maybe just a little bit crazy too.
Hey girl, I like your hair.
What?
I said I like your hair.
Thank you.
Psych.
We had been friends since the playpen, the Three Musketeers.
Okay, now I got a question to ask you. All right? I don't want to throw you off.
Okay, I'm ready.
But in that film, you know, you got killed, and then you actually were laying in a coffin. Did that bother you? What was your thoughts on that? Because you know what? If somebody told me I had to play a role in laying a coffin, I just don't know if I would do that. So
everybody,
yeah.
I get a couple questions. People ask me, like, how did you feel about laying in the coffin? And this is like true story. Like, it's so crazy because it's like, so I was on my way on set and I was running late. And the set was waiting for me. So because the set was waiting for me, I didn't have time to think about, oh my gosh, I'm going to be laid up in the coffin. I said, no, I had to hurry up and go on set so we can get the next part moved. So next thing I know, I was in the coffin and it was pretty comfortable. If anybody want to know, it had a little cushion to it. So
yeah, I always wanted to ask you about that.
yeah, I had no problem with it. It's acting. I had no problem with it.
So I want you to name 2 of your most memorable performances for me.
Oh, okay. Firstly, Pearly May.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say
Pearly May and Juba. That I really feel like that character took my acting performance to the next level.
It did.
You as a director and writer, awesome, amazing, and
Thank you.
I love the way you coach me. It was tools that I was missing and I didn't know I was lacking until I met you. And when we did Juba, I mean, even from the way you told me to pause, take a beat, look back, just simple stuff like that took my character to the next level. And I fell in love with Pearly May. Yeah, I fell in. And another character that I, of course, loved was in The Dangerous House of Mookie Williams, the sister Dialah. So she was a feisty. I played a little feisty firecracker.
Right.
And so that was different too from Juba.
Totally different.
Yeah, that
totally
was two different characters. So
All
two
right.
different ranges as well.
Okay, so let's take a look at Carla Macon as Pearly May in Juba.
Looking for Thomas Elvis, what for?
Running? Ain't you learned from the mistakes your daddy made? He ran 3 times. And the last time they hung. Rang that bell all night long. Left them hanging for a week to remind everybody at Bluebell Plantation.
My mama said before she died, that ain't never regret nothing. Thomas ever got Lily in paradise to think on. And that's what he been doing. He's been thinking hard on it. And he's gonna do something directly.
Lord.
Ain't no mercy around here for Negroes. Stay in that world and it starts to change. You become just like them. I'm cool and I care. It ain't work for my daddy, and it ain't gonna work for me.
He said, talk.
We ain't just talking. We got a plan. We got white folks with us.
White folks,
And free black folks.
come off your mind.
It's called the underground. The underground is gonna help us run from Virginia to Pennsylvania. And Pennsylvania's a free state. Yeah. Give us the chance to walk tall like the white folks. Stand on our hind legs. Ain't ran around Calhoun County and be sold by Miss Laura. He just 600 miles away from Pennsylvania. And freedom. This is my chance. Taking mine like my daddy did.
Your daddy did. And he didn't make it, money.
Well, maybe his daughter will. What's
this underground, Pearly Man? It's a bunch of secret places and houses to help slaves get to free states. I learned about it from Mr. McKenzie. He come up here a few times, right before Master Rob was going to glory. He talked to a few of the others, and they told him to talk to me. He talked to me on last Sunday. How many which? 9 or 10? 10 or 12? 12 or 13? I can't trust everybody. We looking to be long gone before we get sold away.
Yeah, that was a great play. Okay, let's shift a little bit.
Okay.
All right, let's shift a little bit. Let's talk about your modeling career. How did that start? I mean, aside from the fact that you are gorgeous, but
Thank
still,
you.
how did that come about?
So I would just like to say God is good, and God always put people in your life for certain reasons, and whatever the case was. I was working with another amazing actress, Jaleisha, and she has done amazing. She sings, she acts and everything, but we was together out, and she saw her photographer out, and he saw me out, JP, JP Films, and he said, I want to shoot you. And I said, okay. I never, done any modeling, and I just remember going to the Goodwill, picking out my outfit. I was on a budget. I really didn't have any money. So, but I knew I wanted to do a photo shoot, and I wanted it to be how I wanted it to be. And I didn't want to go to the mall and look like everybody else. So I went to the Goodwill, and that was what my pockets could afford at that time. And I pieced my outfits together, and when the photos came out, you would never even know.
Yeah,
never
man,
even
no,
know. And
no
I started
films
working
like
with
that.
JP Films, and
Okay.
and then the rest was just history.
Because you got that shot on the railroad the railroad tracks, right?
That was that was
the first one?
The first one. That was the outfit that I got from the Goodwill.
Nah,
I just remember having a big long coat, a belt. I remember going to the hair store, getting me a big curly wig.
Those are fabulous shots.
Yeah.
So, do you want to pursue that, or?
I would love to do print modeling. I'm not opposed. I have done modeling for boutiques.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what about runway?
Runway? I'm not against it.
Okay.
No, I'm not against it. I have done it before.
But you rather do print?
I love print. I love it.
Why? Do you become someone else? You think
I do. It allows me. It's something about being behind the camera and knowing that camera is about to capture that moment, and you only get one moment. One moment, and my idea is to make that moment good. So I get a thrill off of that. Like I get a thrill off of that.
So what do you do? What do you do when you're not performing? When you're not modeling?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the two boys. Because one, you brought to Food Truck Friday when I was in charge of. Was that Aiden?
Carden.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I am a mother of two. Besides me not doing any films or acting, I'm like anybody else, working 9-to-5 job, taking care of my kids. Also, even when I'm not acting though, I still like to be around the arts. And I have done volunteer at the Care Move. Even when I was pregnant and I couldn't act, I still always stayed and made sure I stayed around the arts. And
yeah, because that's when you were doing Mookie Wilson, I think.
I was still
ushering, right?
Yeah, I was ushering.
Yeah.
At the Care Move. Mm-hmm.
So, what are your long-term goals?
My long-term goals, I will say, I would really like to get myself where I can give back to my community, give back to my city, give back to Cleveland. My goal is to keep acting, keep thriving, keep showcasing my talents, and then maybe I can be an inspiration to somebody else. My long-term goals is just to do humanitarian work, to help out our community. That's my long-term goals, I would say, for sure.
Okay, so what's next for Carla Ramona Macon in terms of the arts? What can we expect from you?
What's
Or
next?
do I have to write something for you?
You have to write
I gotta
something
write
in
something
for me.
you. All right.
Yeah. I really can't say what's next, but by me continuing to be around the arts, I know that my opportunity should be successful in life. Yeah, if I continue to keep staying in the arts, keep doing what I do, keep doing what I love, I think it should work out. Whatever I do, I just hope to be an impact in society, in the world. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure it'll happen.
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna make it happen for you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for being on the show. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank my special guest, my goddaughter, Miss Carla Macon, for hanging out with us today on Creative Focus. So that's it, Cleveland. We're out. But remember, a true artist is not only inspired, but inspires others. I'm Cornell Calhoun III for TV 20 and Creative Focus. Until the next time becomes our time, be well, be safe.